African Americans are the reason immigrants can come to America. Let's talk about it, because a lot of immigrants come here and think that, you know what I mean, the white man just decided to, let's let everybody come here and have a piece of freedom. No, no, okay? Black American struggle is the reason why immigrants can come here and change their lives. Let's talk about it.
The Civil Rights Bill is the reason why our parents got to come over here.
Yep.
1964, Lyndon Baines Johnson, who was one of the most racist son of a bitches on the planet, had to sign that civil rights. But you know, Martin Luther King is sitting right next to him.
Right. Yeah.
So that is the reason why Koreans can come here. Koreans, Indians, Arabs, Nigerians. It's because of the Civil Rights Bill.
Yeah.
It's because of African Americans, foundational black, coming in here, busting their ass, being treated like shit.
Right.
Being hung, lynched, Jim Crow, from slavery was Jim Crow, segregation, Reconstruction,
redlining,
being promised.
COINTELPRO. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Redlining, COINTELPRO, segregation, the whole civil rights movement, Jim Crow. You feel me? Like all these things. And I'm not FBA. I say this in every single one of my videos. What's going on with my camera? Hold on, guys. This shit is acting so stupid right now. I say this shit all the time. I am not FBA, okay? I'm a first generation son of immigrants, born in the United States, Afro-Latino, okay? I'm not FBA. I'm not foundational Black American whatsoever. My parents came here from Honduras. We're Garifo now. We're not African American. But I'm a Black man, and so when I am born in the United States, people don't see a Spanish dude, okay? They don't see no Spanish nigga, okay? When they see me, they see a Black nigga every fucking time. So best believe I have had my fair share of experiences with cops who thought I was African American. They get my ID, it's a Dominican cop, a Hispanic cop. He see my last name is Nunez, and now it's, hey, primo, ¿cómo está? Da, 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 da. Just a second ago, you were looking at me kind of sideways, my guy. You were ready to give me a ticket, ready to lock a nigga up, but now you see my last name is Nunez, and now I'm one of the good ones to you. Okay, so I will always side with Black American struggle. I will always be for Black Americans and Black culture because I've always been around them and I've always been bunched into it because I'm a Black man, regardless of my Hispanic ethnicity. Okay, so I've done a lot of research on Black history, not only the United States FBA history, but Black history around the world. Okay, because the African diaspora is a real thing. Having done my research on Black history within the United States, it is irrefutable that African Americans are the reason why immigrants can come to this country and change their lives completely because of movements like the Civil Rights Movement. That in and of itself, that alone is one of the main reasons you can come here. You have the right to vote. You have the right to all of these things, okay? Because the white man wasn't just letting you guys come here. Even Asian Americans, when Asians started to migrate over here and immigrate to the country, the reason why they were able to do so, they weren't able to do so as just a regular citizen. They had to come as a business owner, which is why you see so many Chinese restaurants. And they weren't able to build these restaurants, these businesses within white neighborhoods because they wouldn't accept it. So that's why the only loophole they had was to go and build their Chinese restaurants in Black communities, which is why today you see so many Chinese restaurants in Black communities. Everything of the present has to do with the past. If you want to understand the present, you must research and understand the past. It's just that simple. You never question yourself why there's so many Chinese restaurants in the hood? There's a reason for these things. Okay? Go do your research. Stop thinking that the white man just lets y'all come here, because then y'all come here and y'all talk shit about Black people. Y'all talk shit about Black Americans. Y'all got all this sentiment, this negative sentiment about Black Americans, not understanding that the Black American struggles would allow you to come to this country and do what you do now.
That they were going to get this, fighting every war. They've been, Black people fought in every single war and still being disrespected, not being able to buy homes.
Right.
You understand? Burning up of Black towns, and people go, well, why ain't they? They saw opportunities. There were Black Wall Streets. There were Black banks, Black hospitals, and they came and burned it.
Black excellence.
They came and burned it because a white woman said somebody raped them, and they never did because a white woman lied.
Yeah. Matter of fact, the next video I'm about to do after this, I'm knocking videos out back to back to back, right? The next video I'm about to do is a Black man who's suing his white neighbor after she accused him of raping her, only to then find out that he did no such thing and that she lied. If it wasn't for modern day technology like recordings, video recordings, audio recordings, things of that nature, you would have another situation like Emmett Till, where a white man accuses a black man of doing something heinous only for that to be a lie and to destroy his entire life, to get him locked up, if not worse, killed because of the lies of a white woman, because of white women tears. Okay? If you feel any type of way, then get the off this video. It ain't for you. All right? Let's get back to it.
So this whole myth of African Americans not seeing opportunity, they did see opportunity, but you imagine, just like colonization in Africa, but imagine everywhere you go, someone is running you out of town, someone's trying to kill your son from going to school. Yeah. So it's no, African Americans see opportunities, but the way the ghettos, first of all, you know where the word ghetto comes from, right? It's an Italian word.
Okay.
And there was the island of Ghetto in Venice where they kept Jewish people. That's where ghetto comes from. They kept Jews on the island of Ghetto in Venice, kept them there like a ghetto. And then it transferred over to America because everybody was in the ghettos at one time.
Right.
Italians, Irish, and every black person wasn't a slave. There were black people that were here in America already.
Yeah.
They're already here.
Yeah. See, and that's the thing. And that's why you have a lot of black people who say, I was native to this land. I wasn't brought here on slave ships. And it's because it is true. There were a good amount of black Africans who were here prior to the Europeans arriving. Okay, Africans were already trading with the world prior to the Europeans even knowing that there was another world out there, that there was a new world, as they say, right? They wanted to get rich off of the new world, which was essentially the Americas and the Caribbean, right? Prior to that, Africans had already been moving all over the world. The Moors were already present, okay? The Moors were already present in Europe, okay? Africans were already traveling and trading with the Americas, with the native, the Tainos, the Aztecs, the Incas, the Mayans, the Native Americans. They were already trading with these people. They were already here, which is why there are a subgroup of FBA, of foundational Black Americans, who today say that I'm the descendant of Native Americans because they were already here congregating with Native Americans prior to the European arrival. Okay? Like I said, in order to understand present day, you must understand history. Do your research and you will understand why things are the way they are today. Colonization, colonialism did a number on this world. But best believe that people, the indigenous people, were already moving and jiving and doing what they had to do all over this world prior to the Europeans setting sail around the world to pillage and murder and colonize. Okay? Yeah.
They were not, I know some black people that are like, I'm not a descendant of slaves. We were already here. You know that black people were already here.
Yep.
Black people already traveled. Yeah. Like in this, what?
Yeah.
All over the world. We were already, our black presence is everywhere.
Yeah.
Mexico, go to Mexico. You see black, Oaxaca, Mexico, 200,000 Africans, there's black Mexicans in Oaxaca. There's Oaxaca restaurants in LA. Oaxaca, Mexico, black Mexicans. And Mexicans actually helped slaves, black slaves back in the day in the 1800s. They helped slaves. Yeah. That's why when you see Mexicans and blacks clash and go, you don't know your history. They don't know the history.
Yeah.
And if you remove
mayate, what? Do you know the history of us? You helped black slaves back in the day, but they make sure they shut all that shit down so they don't.
That's another reason why I love being Garifuna. I love being Garifuna, bro. I love being Garifuna. Why? Because we fought these European colonizers for 150 years on the island of St. Vincent. We also helped refuge runaway slaves from other Caribbean islands who came to St. Vincent because it was a place of refuge. It was a place that we were holding the fuck down. These European colonizers couldn't do nothing with us, okay? I come from a bloodline that gave the European colonizers hell. We gave the Spanish hell. We gave the British hell. They couldn't do shit with us. Okay? Rebellion is in my fucking blood. So I love being Garifuna. Okay? I fucking love this shit. I've learned my history. I love my history. I love my people. So yeah, everything Godfrey is saying right now is 100% facts. Mexicans as well helped a lot of African American slaves who crossed the border. They helped them. They gave them refuge. They allowed them to seek, safety on Mexican land. So that whole racism within Hispanic communities now doesn't make sense to me, because a lot of Hispanic communities, there's a lot of Black presence within those communities. Like I said, the African diaspora is worldwide, okay? We didn't just, only a small percentage of the African slaves who were being shipped around in slave ships during the transatlantic slave trade, only a small percentage actually landed in the United States. The majority of them landed in the Caribbean, in Puerto Rico, in DR, which was Española, Haiti. A lot of them landed in a bunch of other places, a shit ton of other places. The majority of these African slaves never saw American United States soil. So yes, the African diaspora is global. There is an African Black presence everywhere you look on this planet, okay? Except for the places that were eradicated of their Black presence, like, the Aboriginals in Australia, for example. Yeah, they were completely wiped out. Crazy.
So this doesn't happen.
Keep all that fighting.
If this happens, game over. With Asians, if they really like, yo, we are from Africa, damn. Do you know, watch this. Our connection to Japan is amazing. When I was in Tokyo, I'm walking past, I go, man, I noticed Japanese are similar to Nigerians. Their names. Fumi is a Japanese name.
Yeah.
Fumi is a Yoruba name.
Yeah, it is.
Same spelling. I said, what's going on? I walked past this store, it said Chukuwa. It spells like my name, except the M is missing. I go, the hell? I said, I'm Chukua. Same spelling, exact spelling. I go, what the f is going on? Then I was dating this Japanese girl once. She couldn't speak English that well, and she's teaching me Japanese, and she's doing the Japanese sound. There's the sound thing. Ba 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 bo bo, a ba bi ba bo. Same as African languages. The same sound exercises. Same. Then I find out on YouTube, the Edo. The
Edos.
Edo is a town in Japan because a Nigerian, like some Nigerians, like samurai dude, came over there and established Edo
In
Japan.
in Japan, not in Africa.
Came over because they're Black Japanese people.
Yup.
Yo, there's a connection to Nigerians and the Japanese, man. Telling you. It's crazy because Edo, my cousin's Edo.
Yeah, I played with some cats.
And
that were-
EDO, that's a place in Japan because of Nigerian presence. It just came, I was like, yo. So whereas the connection to all of us is bananas, it's just they try to erase everything.
Yeah.
Because there's Black Japanese people. They have a whole Black Japanese military that from the early 1900s, all Black, and they're Japanese. You go to the Philippines, the Negritos are Black Filipinos. They got hair like us. The Negritos in the mountains, but they don't show them because they go, we can't show that.
Well, that's a global thing. Essentially, man, whitewashing is global, okay? Whitewashing is global. They whitewashed Jesus, for fuck's sake, okay? They whitewashed everything. So that's why Black presence in these communities, in these countries, are so minimized. They don't want that to be seen. They hide them. They take them to the corner. You know what I mean? And they want what's white, what's pale, you feel me, to be the forefront of what's seen. It's the same thing in a lot of Hispanic communities where they say, mejorando la raza. They want them to be lighter. They want them to be whiter skin, as close to European descent as possible. So this is a thing all over the world, not just Japan like he's saying. It's all over the world, okay? It's all over the world. Self-hate in these communities is very strong to the point where they don't embrace their Blackness. They just dick ride whiteness. It's a real thing.
Chinese too. I'm telling you, the original Thai people, you gotta see them. It's whole black Thai people. But they don't want to show that. You got Melanesia, Micronesia, Melanesia, where they have the blonde afros with no European contact.
Yeah, just right outside of Fiji.
It's called Melanesia, for Christ's sake.
Melanin, as in
Melanin. It's like, you're like, what? Wait a minute. We're using the same comb, dog. What's that?
Yeah.
And then they start doing their tribal stuff. You go, I don't know. My father would wear the lapa when he's at home. Nigerian men like to wear the lapas at home, and we put the little robe over thing. Him and my father, same thing. And my father said, give me my lapa.
Yeah.
I said, boom. Then I'm in Hawaii. They're wearing lapas. What's going on? Everybody's wearing, I'm sure they call it something different, but I'm like, Yo, and then
And actually, oh no, the Samoans call it lava. Is it lava?
maybe lava Samoa.
Samoa. Yeah.
Because my here is this is Tonga. This is Tonga. This is Tonga connected to my Igbo. I put Igbo when my parents passed. I put
pretty cool.
That's an Igbo mask, and I put the dots because my mother spoke Yoruba also. She grew up in Lagos.
Okay.
So she would flip the languages. So that's the Yoruba.
You see
that's
the tribal marks.
Tribal marks for Yoruba
yep.
and Igbo. So it's both. And then I connected it because Tonga, I love Southeast. I love the Pacific Islands.
First off, we gotta get you some damn lotion on that thing. Yeah, that's pretty cool, man.
That's cool. He's talking.
Yeah.
And it's connected.
Yeah.
And it's connected because I remember this guy, he was a Samoan like historian. He was a bouncer, this guy named Olo out here when I used to party in LA. And he was like, he would just talk to me about like, oh no, we're connected. Because Olo had a big old nose. He's Samoan, this big old afro. And I go, man, you like a black Asian? He goes, well, yeah. Because you know, back in ancient times, you know, the seafarers, the Africans and the Asiatic people met. And that's why we look the way we look. I said, oh, because I'm into anthropology. I love origins.
I gotta get down with
anthropology.
this, yeah.
And you know,
you go deep with it too.
Well, I am truly a historian. I love studying history, especially Black history. Okay, like I love understanding how things are, why things are the way they are, because the only way to understand the present is to understand the past. I truly believe that. I truly believe that. Because if you only go off of what is currently happening, what the present is telling you, you will never have the full picture. Why? Because a lot of things have been, like I said, whitewashed. History has been, they have attempted to erase history on multiple, in multiple different ways. They have attempted to erase history, especially Black history around the world. So if you really want to understand how and why things are the way they are now, you must understand the past. You must research history, truly.
Me too.
yeah, because I know my buddies go deep with it. Because when you travel to these countries, you go, what are these Black people doing here? What the hell's going on? I'm like, excuse me.
It's like uncovering the big lie.
Yes.
Right? It's like uncovering, wait a second.
Why are y'all here? Because sometimes people, it's just, you got Cuban Chinese because Chinese workers came to Cuba in the 60s. That's why in New York, we got Cuban Chinese restaurants, which are fire as hell. We got Chinese and Cuban food. You're eating oxtail and chow mein, bro. This shit's crazy. And they're flipping the language.
That's a great combo too, by the way.
Yeah, they're like ni hao, ni hao. They're like, ¿cómo está usted? They're just flipping the Spanish. Yeah, but it's sometimes you have that where you have Trinidadian Indians that went to work in Trinidad. There's that where people traveled and worked, but then there's like, something is going on here. Somebody was here first. You look at the original Hawaiians, you look at, who the Duke is? Duke is, his name is like, it's so long. He was like an athlete. His name is like Malakakoea. Duke looked like a Black dude with straight hair. I was like, the Duke is like, he's like a god in Hawaii. And I said, the original Hawaiians, not the Japanese and the Samoans and the Filipinos. I'm talking about the original Hawaiians. And the last queen of Hawaii was Liliuokalani, who they kicked out. Remember, they locked her up. She looked like a Black lady. Look that shit up. The last queen of Hawaii were the United.
I will say, I got to do that research too. I haven't done I can't talk. I haven't done much research on Hawaii and the origins of Blackness in Hawaii prior to, it not being Black anymore. So I do have to do my research on that. Like, as much as a historian as I am, I still have so much to learn. I don't know everything, and I don't pretend to know everything. I know a lot, but I don't know enough.
Hawaii, where the U.S. kicked her out and all this other stuff, they look like Black people. I was like, something's up.
I've never gone into the history of the Hawaiians.
I love all that stuff.
Never even thought about it. You just have this image of what the Hawaiians look like and just go.
No, because they have an Asiatic. No, but the original ones, dark. Yeah. I'm like, what's going on here?
Yo, this was a great video, honestly. Godfrey is one of my favorite comedians, and not only is he an amazing comedian, but he is incredibly knowledgeable. He's an incredibly intelligent man, and I fuck with dude. I really do. I'm a Godfrey fan. Okay, 100%. I can't even talk right now. But yeah, guys, this was a great video. I hope it was educational for a lot of you guys. I hope that you found some new information that you weren't too privy about. I'm gonna continue to do more videos about the African diaspora, about, everywhere that Black people have been, prior to European colonialism. I appreciate all of you guys. I'll see you guys on the next one. And yeah. Peace.